Okay, Kramer, let's talk best bets here for your Los Angeles Rams. I'll tell you one I like.
I would, yeah, put fourth place on there. I don't know what the price is going to be, but I'd imagine it's going to be juicy enough.
So I do like the over 8.5 wins. I'm also
Really?
yeah, because the more I think about it, I'm yeah, how far down I am on Seattle, and I'm sure I'm not going to give San Francisco 13 or 14 wins. I have a feeling I might be have a little glass of haterade on that one. Although we'll see if Katie's on the episode, I can only be so mean.
Uh,
So I think that
I feel like you guys have turned into rivals.
I think the Rams are the benefactors of that. I'll take a small sprinkle on Kobe Turner, defensive player of the year at 300 to 1. Coming off a 9-sack rookie season. If he gets up to if he builds off of what he did last year, oh sure, playing next to Aaron Donald certainly makes it way easier. But I do like Kobe Turner, defensive player of the year, 300 to 1. Kramer, any other futures you like? What are we doing here?
You got me down for fourth place.
I got you down for fourth place. I got you down for the under 8.5 wins.
All right, so I think the first place I'm going to look to is, and maybe I should save this for the Niners episode. You know what? I'll save but yeah, noted here. They're going to get swept by the Niners again. You can somehow bet that at even money.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I thought the same thing. So you can throw that on the sheet right after fourth place. I do think if I was optimistic on them, I'd probably be looking to shoot the moon, like I guess you are with Kobe Turner, or maybe you're looking to play Jared Verse, or Fiske at Rookie of the Year. Maybe
what are their prices?
Maybe let's see here. I think you want if you're gonna play it. So Verse is 11 to 1. Fiske is 50 to 1. I think you probably play both in some ratio. Just to have, you don't want to be on the wrong guy on the defensive line that ends up winning it. I'm not really interested in that. There's not a ton of angles I like with the Rams, because to me it's more about them not being good this year. And in a weird way, I think they have this kind of super wide range of outcomes where, like we were saying, I do think you could talk me into their ceiling being decently high. If everything goes right again and the defensive players are fine, good enough, and the offense is elite. The problem is like you mentioned, there's already injuries to Puka. We don't really know what the Kyren Williams thing is going to lead to, which let's jump over to underdog, because that is one of the plays that I really like this year.
Okay.
So Kyren Williams, I understand you can look at his efficiency last year. Very efficient running back. I think it was like 5 yards per attempt, tons of touchdown efficiency. He only had like 230 carries, Sean. So even with Blake Corum coming in, you could maybe make a case he's going to have a similar workload. But whatever's going on with his foot is probably what led them to drafting Blake Corum. This is not a team that needed running backs.
Yeah,
they could have definitely used that. Was it a second, third round pick on something a little bit more premium than a running back? And so what this tells me is that they're very worried about his ability to stay healthy once again. And that the idea that Kyren Williams is going to be able to get to in a year last year where he had a like we just discussed, he had a solid year. Number of carries was 228, and he ran for 1144 in yards, which outside of Christian McCaffrey, the most efficient rusher of the ball, and Jahmyr Gibbs actually a little further down. So if he takes a small step back there, you mentioned some offensive line problems.
Yeah.
And then Blake Corum takes over some of that workload, and maybe he loses a couple carries. The idea last year, he ran for 1144. This year, they're totaling him just short of 1,000 at 975.5. Again, the reason he had a great fantasy year was touchdown efficiency, especially.
Yeah.
Touch efficiency, but mainly the scoring. And so we're going to take lower on Kyren Williams.
All right, I'm going to co-sign that.
975.5. They little disappointed with the selection on the Rams here. Not anything on the defensive side of the ball, and not even a full menu on our boy Stafford. So yeah, I think it's an easy fade. I do think there is something wrong. I do think whether it's by injury or just limiting him to try to keep him healthy, he's not going to see a hefty workload, and I'd be surprised if he reached the volume or the efficiency achieved last year.
A couple of these division stat leaders, which I really enjoy this market. Matt Stafford, most passing touchdowns in the division. What do you think that's at, Ryan?
Well, so he had better be the favorite. One, as much as I love Kyler,
he's not.
Brock Purdy's favored.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good touchdowns or yards.
Touchdowns.
Okay.
Yards, he is favored.
Oh, all right.
He's plus 110 for yards. He's plus 230 for passing touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably some correlation there, and especially, I think part of the reason those odds are out of whack is because of how many touchdowns they scored on the ground last year as well. Certainly, again, playing a ceiling case here. If Stafford stays healthy, pretty unlikely for it. Seems likely it's a 2-horse race between him and Purdy for these counting stats.
Yeah.
Although I love Kyler Murray. So, so how do you not like those prices?
Well, and then another one off of this, and even if Stafford misses a couple games, I think if Jimmy G came in, this guy wouldn't miss a beat. Obviously, Puka's already dealing with a knee injury, but Cooper Kupp, most receiving yards in the division, you can get that at 6-1. I still think he's got a little gas left in the tank. I like that at 6-1. Brandon Ayuk might not even be in the division. The way things are going.
Who are the favorites for that? Do you have that?
Yeah, I have that. What do you think what do you think, Ryan? Who are the favorites?
It's interesting.
Puka's the favorite.
Yeah, that makes sense.
DK Metcalf.
That's not
Marvin Harrison Jr., who is a rookie.
But that actually makes, like, to me, volume.
Yeah.
Volume.
But Cooper Kupp at 6-1. I mean, I like that a lot,
especially with the current injury. I would imagine that price maybe has even come.
I don't know. I don't know if it's changed that much, and we'll see how serious the Puka injury ends up being. But the fact they say week to week, to me, that's always a bit of a red flag there. So,
all right. So we went through the schedule, and I first said 0-4 in that beginning stretch, and then I got talked into a win
by yourself, not me.
Yeah. Yeah, I do think there's a chance that this team starts very slow.
Oh, okay.
You can get
last
them
winless.
Well, so
or do you go 0-5? Well, how are you playing it?
Well, so let's talk about that, because the last winless team market. Actually, let's stick with this. The Rams' last winless team is 20-1. Rams to go 0-5 is plus 950. Now, after that fifth game is where it gets tough, and their favorite. Actually, you know what? Give me Rams start 0-5 plus 950.
Okay,
that's the better bet.
Because there's some bad teams. I mean, the Carolina Panthers just lost Xavier Legette,
but they also like
for how long?
The Rams in week 6. It goes from they have a bye week, so the first 5 games, and then bye week 6, then Raiders, Vikings, Seahawks. I feel like that. Them getting a win
and also
there.
too, honestly, last winless team, you might even there's a decent chance you'll chop that anyway. So
you're saying I should play both?
No, I think I rather would play the 0-5.
Yeah.
To me, because then
because if you chop the last winless, it's
going to be I mean, it would be like, let's say there's 3 or 2, then you're probably you're not getting those 20-1 anyway.
Are you looking at any offensive player of the year markets then? Again, if you're high on them, I do think you should look at that, right? Can Stafford win the MVP?
I don't know.
But you don't like make playoffs.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to fire on that. I'm just going to keep it at over wins.
So minus 155 over 8.5 versus plus 100 make playoffs.
Okay. Yeah, I guess with the juice being that heavy, I'll throw and make playoffs at plus 100. Because no one's going to be playing a.
Are you sprinkling is the division doesn't seem like a great price?
Yeah, I mean, I think they could win the division, but I would want like 4-1, 5-1. The 3-1 isn't super intriguing. I mean, Cooper Kupp 60-1, offensive player of the year. Nacua is 30-1. I think that difference is crazy. You know what? Yeah, Cooper Kupp, offensive player of the year, 60-1. What, you don't like that, Ryan?
Nah, I don't.
Well, you don't like the Rams, so I shouldn't ask here. I don't think Nacua should be half the odds of Cooper Kupp.
No, the Cooper Kupp is getting old.
Yeah, but where is Cooper Kupp going in drafts?
Puka's probably first round. Cooper Kupp going fourth round, third to fourth round.
So, I mean, I think for you to win Offensive Player of the Year, you have to essentially be a first round fantasy pick.
Yeah.
Looking back on the season, I think.
If we're not you should have been. So basically a top 8 receiver.
Yeah, at the very least. I think Kupp has that ceiling in him. So yeah, I'll throw that on there. Coach of the Year, don't want, and then the Kobe Turner and Cooper Kupp, those are plenty fine for the long shots. I'm lukewarm on this team, but I think there's some fun upside stuff. And I'm with you on the Kyron Williams thing. I think the fact that Underdog is projecting him to have 975.5, I think is crazy.
One thing I would point out is if I thought the Rams could be scrappy on off, or like if I thought the Rams were going to stay healthy on offense, I might look to play them in the points market too.
You love that market, Ryan. I don't have a good handle on the
guess who opened a points market since I started chirping. DK's got the full menu now.
Oh, okay, so, nice.
Point totals, most least points. They've had those, but they have the point totals now. So, shout out to them for getting off the schneid.
All right, let's recap our best bets, and we got Tampa Bay Bucks coming up tonight. If you're watching live, YouTube.com.
We're shipping some
Sports
cash.
Gambling podcast.
We're shipping some cash tonight.
I feel like I'm slightly.
What happened, Sean?
I don't know. Maybe I've lost my Baker boner a little bit.
What are you reading? Who are you talking to?
I got the Rams 10-7. Kramer got him 6-11. We both like the Kyron Williams lower 975.5. I'm on make playoffs there because of the juice. Kobe Turner, defensive player of the year, fun. I put $10 on it. Maybe you win $3,000. Stafford, most passing touchdowns in the NFC West, plus 230. Cooper Kupp, most receiving yards in the NFC West, 6-1. Cooper Kupp, offensive player of the year, 60-1. Kramer drinking that tall glass of Haterade, 0-5 start, plus 950. 0-2 against the Niners, plus 100. Rams fourth place and under 9.5 wins.
What do you think that fourth place is going to pay? Like 4-1?
Yeah, probably
something like that.
Ryan, what was the? Although Seattle and Arizona's win totals are relatively high.
Sure, but they're still 2 teams in their division beneath them.
Yeah,
Seattle at 7.5, Arizona at 6.5. Some 7s out there.